So, the last thing I want to talk about today is money and politics and how that relates to federalism. The biggest way we practice federalism is through grant money, and the different types affect the type of federalism we get. You should know these for the quiz and for life, so make sure you take good notes here and be ready. The first type is a categorical grant. These are grants given to the states with strings attached. Specifically, the federal government specifies how the money should be spent and how the programs should be implemented, like building roads and highways, or low-income housing, or funding higher education. The biggest example of this is when the federal drinking age was established by tying federal highway funding to states' drinking age requirements. The federal government wasn't going to pass a drinking age, and we still don't have a national age where you can't drink until you're 21 legally. But we do have 50 states that have all agreed that 21 is the appropriate age for someone to buy a beer. Or the devil's brew, as I like to call it. The federal government managed to do this without doing it by restricting highway funding, the largest outlay of money the states get, to states with a drinking age of 21. If your drinking age was less than 21, you don't get federal highway money. You're stuck repairing all your roads by yourself. That's incredibly costly, as you've seen for all the time and resources we spend repairing roads in Virginia. That's a lot of money. So you have to make sure you comply if you want that money. It's the carrot-stick approach to federalism. The next type is called a block grant. This is federal money given to the states with minimal restriction on its use. The government specifies a broad area of use, but you can implement the policy however you choose. A famous example of this is the TANF, Temporary Assistance to Needy Families, welfare program, where the government gives states money to deal with welfare, but lets them specify whatever policies and procedures for this welfare that they want. This represents the new federalism, where the government has given some power back to the states. Go back to the second video in this series, we showed that devolution time period where the arrow went slightly down and to the right. That shows this sort of new federalism, typified by block grants. The final type of federalism is a general revenue sharing grant. This is federal money given to the states with no restrictions on how the states should use the money. This is also a part of new federalism and is the least restrictive type. A great example of this was a lot of the money given as part of the stimulus package back in 2009, where Congress gave the states money and told them to use it as they thought best. Each state knows what to do, they know what their challenges are. In the interest of efficiency, quickness, and getting stuff done, go ahead and do whatever you need to do with it. The individual states know best what to do, so we should let them do it rather than the federal government telling them what to do. Giving them a bunch of restrictions just gets in the way. As you can see, these go from most restrictive to least restrictive, and the type of grant you get basically depends on the mood of the government, the policy, what they want to do, how much control they want to exert, versus how much they want to let you just do your own thing. In times when the federal government's extending its powers, we will see the first type. When it's giving power back to the states, we'll see more of the third type. So, that's all I have for this lecture. Thanks for watching again, and look forward to Lecture 4 coming up, which should be another big day here in American government.